Hello everyone, welcome to HTML layout designs. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to show you how we can start designing HTML pages for our Flask applications. So first, I have opened Visual Studio Code. You can just create any one of the folders. Let me say like this, CRUD layouts. And in this one, first let us create the starting page. So I'm going to name it as index.html. So that is going to be the home page of our application. So we have done like this. Okay, now all we need to do is we have to create the CSS file for this one. Okay, I'm going to be using Bootstrap. So I have opened this Bootstrap page right now, and we have to attach the CSS file. These are the CSS file, this one. Okay, we just have to copy this one and put it in the head section. So first let me come to index.html, hold shift and not symbol. It will give you the emit option, emit abbreviation, hit enter, and it will give you the code like this. So let me just increase the size like this, and let's copy this link from this Bootstrap page, and anywhere inside the head tag you paste the CSS link, save the file, and just scroll down a little bit in this page, and you are going to see the bundle script and these two separate script tags. Okay, copy all three of them. First let me copy this, and this time we will have to keep it inside the body section just before closing the body section. Just like that, I'm going to copy these two also, and let's place it over here. Okay, and now whatever designing I'm going to do in the HTML page has to be above these script files. So this is the initial setup for having Bootstrap setup in your HTML page. So let me just increase the size a little bit, and you'll be able to see much more properly. Okay, now let me go to this folder, create a separate file called as style.css. Okay, and let's come back to the index.html, and inside the head tag itself of the HTML page, we are going to link that CSS file using the link tag. Okay, it will say relation equal to style sheet and href. Href is the location where that file is present. Okay, so right now both the files are present in the same folder called as CRUD layout. So you just have to give the file name. That's it. And you can here mention like type of the file. Okay, you can mention it like this, text forward slash CSS. So this is how we link our CSS files to our HTML page. Okay, so right now let me just simply write one h1 tag like this. Let me say welcome CRUD application. And now let me just right click on this and say open with live server. Okay, so as you can see, we have successfully designed a page, okay, using Bootstrap in our HTML code. Okay, now let me just go to the style.css, and let's say like this. See at the entire body, okay, background color. So simply let me just simply give it as orange right now. Okay, and we'll come to know that CSS file is successfully attached to our HTML page. Okay, so right now let's just come back to our index.html, and from here on we are going to start designing our web pages. So first let me get rid of this h1, and first let's have a container. Container. Container will be the class name for a division. Okay, see as you can see, this is the container which we have got. Okay, and I'll give my own personal class name called as parent, because this will be the parent for all the child elements which are going to be there inside this particular application. Now let's come back to the CSS file, and I don't require this orange anymore. Okay, I'm going to choose one separate bluish type of a color for the entire background, okay, which looks something like this. Okay, so this should do it, I guess. Yes. Okay, or if you want, you can go a little bit towards a lighter version also. Okay, and now let's come back to, and first of all, see along with the HTML, okay, I'm going to give comma body. Okay, I'm going to set the height, HEIGHT, height to 100%, 100%, like this. Okay, now let's come back to the index.html, and where we have this one division over here. Let me just increase the screen size a little bit more. Okay, and let me just go like this. Okay, we have this parent container, okay, which will be having all the child elements. Okay, and right now I'm going to use, I'll make some divisions inside this child divisions. Okay, so let me say all the child elements have a common class name called as child, as well as individual class names called as child 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, so you just have to say dot child and put a dollar symbol just next to that, and you can decide how many child elements you want. And so I can say simply say star. Okay, star, you can say 5, 6, 7, 8, that will be the numbers. So for time being, let me say we have like 5 child elements or 6 child elements, let's say, for 5 itself. Okay, and click enter, and you are going to get 5 divisions. Okay, where common class name is child. Okay, and individual class names are child 1, child 2, child 3, child 4, and child 5. Okay, see, this is how it's going to be the designing part of this particular application right now. Okay, and let me do one more thing. Let me have one more child element over like this, and this one, let me keep it as child 6. Okay, so let this be the final footer section, and here we'll put any logo of the application is there. That will be the first child. Okay, and here we can, the second child, I'll put the social media links. And then child 3, okay, will be the main navigation of this particular application. Then whatever page it's on, that page name or something, I'll put it in a separate division. I'll name it as a page name. And then this will be the main content page of the application. Okay, so let's say like this. Okay, main contents, content section. Okay, I guess this should be fine for now. Okay, so we have our logo, social media links, navigation, page name, and all those things. Okay, and let's have one more division just after the page name. Okay, here on the right side, what I'll do is I'll mention the username. Okay, so after, just like this, okay, just like this only, let me just copy this whole division, and let's have one more division like this. And here, let me put it as username. So username. Okay, so whoever is logging into the application, okay, his name I'm going to show in this particular division. Okay, so let me make it as 5 here. Let me change this to 6, and let me make this to 7. So totally we have 7 child elements inside one parent container. Okay, and that is why we are getting a little bit of left side margin, and there will be a right side margin as well. Okay, so now let us design the page first, okay, according to the layout, and then we can actually start putting the contents over here. Okay, so now let's come to the style.css. Okay, so first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to target the parent element. I'm going to target the parent element, and I'm going to say it's first, let me put a border around the parent element so that you'll come to know exactly how big and width size of the parent element is going on. So let me keep it as orange. Let me give a border. So as you can see right now, okay, we have a parent container which is having these child elements like this. And since I've used the bootstrap container class name, we are getting left side and right side margin like this. Now let's come to CSS part. Okay, and as you can see, first thing what I'm going to do here is height of this parent, okay, the container, okay, should be like 100% width of the body. Okay, see guys, here the width of the HTML and the body is set to 100%, and just like that only, I have set the parent element also to be the 100% height and width of this particular body. Let me save it, and as you can see, we have successfully increased the width, okay, and height. Okay, not width is according to the container itself, but the height of the parent element is right now the entire page. Okay, as you can see by this boundary which we have done. Okay, now let's start putting our contents wherever we want using CSS grid. Okay, so now first let me say display this as grid. Then I want number of rows and number of columns in this grid template. Grid hyphen template hyphen columns. Okay, first let's start with the columns. uh, I want totally 4 columns of same length. Okay, so I'm going to simply use the repeat function and say 4 1 fractional unit. All 4 of them will be of the same fractional units. Okay, so let's save it and it will be there. See, as you can see, logo, social media, navigation, page name, all those things have come in 4 different columns. Okay, and just like that I want 5 rows. So I will say like this: grid hyphen template hyphen rows. Okay, and this time I want each content, each row, okay, to be like a different sizes. So I'm not going to use the repeat function. Okay, the first what I'll do is I'm going to go with the what will be the logo size and what will be the social media height and all those things. So for time being, okay, I'll make zero point 0.5 fr. Okay, first row will be like 0.5 fr, the next row will be 1 fr. Okay, where the actual navigation and all those things will come. Next, the login page name and all those things. Okay, or that content, let it be like 5 fractional units. And then let's say the main content. Okay, main content, I'm going to set it to auto. Okay, depending upon the size of the contents, its height is going to get adjusted like this. And finally the footer section, okay, let's make it like 1 fr. Okay, I think this should do perfectly fine. And let's say each element has some grid gap. All the elements either row wise or column wise, both I want some 10 pixels of gap. Okay, so right now we have our contents like this filled up. Okay, but we are not able to see it correctly. So what I'll do is, first of all, here, let me give this border as some white color so that it's more visible. Okay, so now let's say dot child. Okay, I'm going to put border around all the child elements so that we'll be knowing exactly where all the elements have been put up. Okay, so let me just copy this border and paste it over here and save it. So as you can see, now all the child elements as well as the parent element has border around it. Okay, and these are the main contents which are coming like this. Okay, now let's say let's come to our HTML page. Okay, let's come to our HTML page. So I think all the contents are captured well, good enough. And now let's design each and every child components where it has to come according to the size of the page. Okay, now let's target child 1. Child 1. Okay, we are targeting individual child. Okay, this I want from grid column to be from 1 to 2. Okay, this should be the grid column. Okay, and then let's say row wise. Okay, grid hyphen row. Okay, row wise it should also be from 1 to 2. That's it. Okay, and this will be at the first position where the logo is there. Okay, first row and first column. And just like this, let's target the other elements. Okay, so let me copy this, and this time let's change the class name to child 2. Okay, this is going to be the navigation links. Okay, social media links. This one, social media links. What I'll do is I'll keep it towards the right side of the first row itself. So row wise 1 to 2 itself, but the column wise, okay, this has to be in the last column. Okay, last column, but I will start from the middle. Okay, so it's a column index will start from 3 till last. So I'll keep it as -1. Okay, so as you can see, we have got the social media links here at the top. Okay, and towards the right side. Okay, now comes the navigation part. Navigation part should start from the first column till the last column. Okay, and only in the second row. So that is the child 3. So let me just copy this and put it over here. First, let's change the class name to child-3 and grid column. A grid column should start from 1 till last, means you can give it as -1. Okay, and grid row should be from 2 to 3 like this. Okay, so let's save it, and as you can see, we have got our navigation bar as well. Okay, so this will be the navigation bar. Okay, now let's come to the fourth section. Okay, let's come to the fourth section, that is the page name. Okay, page name here just after this navigation I'm going to put it over here. Okay, and the username I'm going to put it over here like this. So these two I'm going to, that is child 4 and child 5. Okay, so let me come here. Okay, let me copy this, paste it over here. One more time we are going to paste it, and we are going to change it to 4 and 5. Okay, and grid column wise, okay, it should start from 1 and it should end only till 2. Okay, and this one, child 5, okay, it should start from 4 till 5. Okay, but both of them should be in the same row, that is from 3 to 4. Okay, let me change this also from 3 / to 4. So let me just save it, and as you can see here we have the page name as well as here we have the username. Okay, so our content is filled according to the whatever we wanted to do. Okay, now this main content has to come just below this. It should take up the entire space. Okay, it should take up the entire space only from second column to the third column. Okay, like this also you can do. Okay, so let's target 6 and 7. Okay, first let me just put this footer at the bottom over here. So that is the child 7. Okay, let me just grab this very quickly, and let's put like this. Okay, first let me just do it for footer section. Okay, see, grid column should start from the beginning till the end. You can give it as 5 also, or you can give it as -1. Okay, and grid row. Okay, so this is going to be the last row. Okay, so it should start from 5 and it should end at 6. Okay, so as you can see we have put it like this. Okay, now let's target this main content. Okay, let's target the main content, which is here at the top. Okay, I don't want it at the top, that is the child 6. So let me just copy paste this once again, change the class name to 6, and grid column. Okay, let's start from 2 to 4. Okay, let it be in the center, and row wise it should be from 4 to 5. So let me say 4, and let me say it as 5. Okay, so we have successfully placed, okay, see, we have successfully placed all the contents, okay, according to the size which we have mentioned. Okay, don't worry, this is set to auto. Okay, this size is set to auto, so that's why we are getting only the content size. Okay, see, let me just show you very quickly. See, now it simply says like main content section. Okay, and now what happens if I just increase the size? Okay, see, let me just type a paragraph over here. Okay, let me type lorem and press enter in child 6. See guys, this is a child 6. Okay, and as you can see its height. Okay, it automatically started adjusting itself. Okay, see, this is how the layout content of this particular page is going to be. Okay, see, let me just maximize the screen, and see, here I'm going to put the logo here, social media links. The main navigation link is going to be here, whatever the page they are on, and here it's going to be the username and the main contents like this. Okay, and finally the footer section. Okay, fine. One fine thing what you can also do is, okay, if you are not really worried about the main contents, okay, if you know how much contents you are going to actually get it, okay, then what you can do is, instead of giving this like point fr, 1fr, point fr, and auto and all those things, you can use auto itself. See, it will decide automatically how much content is there, that much is going to be the height of that particular element or that child component. Okay, so here what you can say is 1 2 3 4 5. So totally 5 times you can put it as auto itself. So let me just get rid of this and say auto, 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 and auto. Okay, see, 5 times. Okay, I have put at auto because I have 5 rows here, and now based on the content size, okay, see guys, based on the content size it is going to adjust itself. Okay, see, this is how the final layout of this particular page is going to look like. Okay, so this is exactly, okay, how our main website page is going to look like, okay, once we have done with our designing part. Now first, let's do one thing. Let's keep the color of the entire body HTML page as white color. Okay, all the contents and everything should be in white color, so that it looks good on the back blue color. Okay, and let's make this little bit darker towards blue side. so that the white color pops up really good. Okay, so let me save it, and I think this color should do perfectly fine. Now let's fill out the actual contents. Okay, so here where I have given it as logo, so let me get rid of that. And in right now I don't have any kind of logo, so simply I'll in H1 I'm going to just put it as logo itself. Okay, and I'm going to put it in italics tag. So that is going to be the first content. Okay, and now let's give the social media links. Okay, let's give the social media links. Okay, for this, let me just go to the bootstrap.com, and let me try some navs. So just have to tap nav, hit enter, and you are going to get a few nav bars. Uh, okay, we are at the starting page itself, I guess. Okay, okay, and see here we have two on the left side, and this is in the center, and this is towards the right side. Okay, so let us choose this. It says justify content on the end. Okay, so this is the entire code, and I'll simply copy this entire thing. Okay, you can choose an UL because I don't want any kind of numbers or dot symbols just left on this one. Okay, so let me just copy this, come back to our code. Okay, and in index.html in child 2. Okay, I'm going to place those things, and first of all let's get rid of this disabled part. Okay, because I want it enabled, and href. Okay, for time being I'm just keeping it as um, a link. Okay, it might be the WhatsApp number, okay, the Facebook link, the Twitter, Instagram, and all those things you can write like this. Okay, so let me write Facebook page and LinkedIn. Okay, so it will go to the LinkedIn page, and you don't have to have this active class here. And let me get rid of this active current page as well. Okay, it's simply just a link, okay, which will go to those particular pages. These are the social media links. So here, Instagram. Okay, so like this, we have successfully managed to have links. Okay, okay, there are social media links in our HTML page. Okay, see, these are the Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And here we have our logo of the company. And now, so as you can see, these are the links. So that is why they are coming in blue color. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to have class names for each and every link. See, each and every anchor tag is this one. Okay, so I want to target all at once. So just choose any one of the anchor tags like this, then hold Control and press D. Okay, see, as you can see, it is selecting only the A tags. Okay, I don't want that one. See, I want this nav. Okay, see there, I want to write. So let me just say like this. Okay, it's a nav link. So let me come here, and this time, see, as you can see, I have four links, and I want to write everything on that. So I press Control D. It selected all four of them. Okay, now here I'm just going to give some space. See, it's writing on all four of them together. Okay, see, I want the color of the text to be white. So you can just say text hyphen light. Light means white color. Okay, so let me just save this one. Let's go back to our document page, and as you can see, all of them are in white color right now. Okay, so our social media links are also done. Okay, now this was child 2. Now let's come to the child 3, which is going to be the main navigation of this particular application. Okay, and let's choose one of the navbars from this page itself. Okay, you can have a navbar links which looks like this also. Okay, it makes perfectly sense. Actually, it looks really good. Okay, and you can have something like this as well, which is like fully filled from the starting till the end. Okay, let me have this one. Okay, let me have this one which says navigation nav hyphen tab. Okay, and let me try to fill fill like this nav hyphen fill. Since I wanted to take the entire navigation bar like this. Okay, so let me come here. Okay, so in child 3, I'm first going to put that navigation tab. Okay, see, this is the navigation tab link for the class name for this UL. And let's get rid of this disabled portion. Okay, that is not required. And here href equal to, it goes somewhere. So simply I'll just, for time being, I'll simply put it as link. Okay, then later on we will decide where it has to go and all those things. Okay, so let me have something like this. Okay, let me save it, and let's come to our page and let's have a look at it first. Okay, so we have our HTML links like this, and which is like, this one is active, so that's why it's coming in white color. And if I click on this, okay, it should also get the active and all those things. It should work up like this. Okay, now let me just use this class name uh, navigation I want to fill towards the entire end. So let me have this like this. Now I can fill, and let's see whether it fills up the entire section. See, as you can see here, it is active, link, one more link, and a link over like this. Okay, now one thing actually I want to do is, okay, I want to keep the back end, okay, backside of this entire navigation to be white. Okay, and these contents no, sorry, yes, back, it has to be white, and the front portion you can set it in a black color or something, this text. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to keep the entire navigation, okay, back, okay, in let's say white color. So let's come here, and I can add one more class name to this, that entire navigation. Okay, bg means background, should be light. Okay, and here let me just remove of this active. Okay, I don't want that active on that one particular link, and so I'm going to delete of this active page as well. And here I'll simply name it as home page or something like this. Okay, home. So this will be the home page of the application, and all the links, this navigation links, a tag is there, right? Okay, so let me target those, all four of them together, and say text, okay, hyphen, I want dark. Okay, since the background is going to be white, I'm going to make the link come in the black like this. Okay, so I have given the text as black. Okay, and now let's come to our page name and all those things. Okay, so page name, okay, for the first page I'm simply going to name it as the home page or login page. Okay, so from where the person has to log in, that is going to be the first page of our application. Okay, and here we are going to see whoever has logged in. Okay, that is going to be our child file, so I'll simply keep it as for time being, I'll just keep it as username. Okay, or just I will say something like this, user colon hyphen. Okay, here we are going to mention whoever the username, whoever the user has logged into the application. Okay, and now this is the main content. Okay, this is the main content where we have simply kept on paragraph saying the main content sections like this. Okay, this content, okay, this content will be having a form where the user has to fill into or log into the system. Okay, so let me just go to the tab.com, and here let me type form, and let's press enter. Okay, so it should give us quite a bit of forms. Okay, now let's come here. Okay, see, this has email address as well as password. Check me out, submit. You can copy this entire form itself and copy paste it there. And if you want something like this, like this is the label for the password field, and here is the field, and here we can write some text like how big the password should be and all those things. Okay, and if you want like inline, okay, then here we can have the label, here the field, and here on the right side we can have the text like this. A lot of options are there, you can choose from any one of them. Okay, and let me choose this first one. Okay, it looks really good, and it is going to take up the entire page. Okay, so let me just copy this one. Let's come back to our Visual Studio Code, and here in child 6 I'm just going to copy paste that form like this. Okay, so form starts from here, line number 54, and it ends at line number 69. Okay, so this is our entire form from where the user can log in into the system. Okay, so now let me just save that file once. Okay, it's already saved. Let's come to our document and refresh the page. Okay, so as you can see, we have got our login form like this. Okay, so here instead of saying login name, first let me go back and say it as login page. Okay, it is not login name. Okay, it is login page. Okay, whichever page we are on, and that. Okay, so let me just keep it in an H1 tag, or let's say we keep it in H3. Okay, we'll keep it a little bit smaller than the other text. Okay, uh, here let me just grab this at the bottom. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, and let me say here login page. Okay, so this is the login page. Okay, and this is going to be the login form, and as you can see, it is taking up the entire section, and it is touching towards the left side. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's have a little bit of padding on all the sides. Okay, let's have a little bit of padding. So give padding. Okay, it's very very simple. Okay, see, this is your form. Okay, and this form should have, okay, a little bit of padding on all the sides. So for this form, I'm going to add a class name in double quotes like this, saying that P is for padding. Okay, hyphen, you can choose from 1 2 3 4 5, any number. Okay, let me choose 3, and let me just save it. Okay, so as you can see, you are going to get a little bit of padding on all the three sides like this. Okay, and we have successfully created our web page like this. Okay, now let us remove one class name from the parent, that is this container, because I want to take the entire width of the body. Okay, this parent element has to take the entire width of the body, and this is how your HTML page is going to look like. Okay, so this is the main content. Okay, how it is appearing like this right now. Okay, and based on the content size, okay, our HTML layout designs is done. Okay, and now let's come back to the HTML code, and here, okay, only thing left for us to design is the footer section. And in the footer section, let's have a paragraph. Okay, let's have a paragraph which says this is developed and designed by, let me write it like this, Gurupreet Singh. Okay, and my email. Like this, and let's have the copyright symbol. Okay, so let's say copyright, okay, belongs to ampersand copy semicolon, like this. Okay, and you'll be able to see that particular footer like this. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's keep the paragraph, okay, the last paragraph's background as white, the text to be in dark black color. So let me use a bootstrap class name once again like this. Okay, BG stands for background hyphen, light is going to be the background color, and text color hyphen, I'm going to mention it as dark. Okay, and as you can see, we have got our final footer like this. Okay, now I want to make the text exactly in the center, and let's increase the height and width and all those things for this particular paragraph. Okay, height and width, we can give it as padding. So one more class name I'm going to add, P hyphen, let's say how much is 3. Let's save it, and as you can see, little bit of width has been increased. Okay, I think it's good enough, and now the text has to be in the center, so text hyphen center. Okay, so as you can see, we have made our text also appear exactly in the center of the page like this. Okay, so all the contents, okay, are according to the position where we exactly wanted them to be. Okay, now here this is like home page. It is going to come to the first page. This will be the login page, this will be the register page and logout, all those other sections we are going to mention in this particular application. Okay, first let me just remove the borders from all the child elements and let me show you how exactly it looks like. Okay, so let me come to the style.css. Okay, see all the child elements here, we have given the border. Okay, let me just remove that child border from the child. Okay, so right now it is going to appear like this. Okay, right now it is going to appear like this. Okay, I think so. We did one more mistake, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so it is taking a little bit of time to load the bootstrap file because I think the net is slow or something. Okay, so let me just come back here and let me just only uh, delete the border. Let's give some time to load. Okay, so as you can see right now our HTML page looks like this. Okay, so here we have our logo. See, this is without it's showing any kind of borders or anything, okay, to the child elements, and see how our web page is going to look like right now. Okay, and we can do one more thing. Instead of having this primary color of for this particular button, okay, we can set it to white itself. So let's come to our index.html page. Okay, and where we have written this form. Okay, see, this is that submit button. Okay, this is the submit button, and here as you can see they have given button as one of the class, so that's why it is appearing, this submit button is appearing as a button, and they have given it as button primary. Okay, primary means blue color. Okay, I don't want blue color. Let's keep everything in white color. So the theme of my entire layout is going to be, okay, in white color like this. Okay, so first of all I don't want this radio button, so let me get rid of this, and see, if you want you can keep this text, and here instead of let me keep it as email address as well, or if they have the username, that also they can use to log into the application. So here only we'll make a few changes inside this particular form. Okay, so first of all this submit text has to go, and it has to be called as login. Okay, so this is that particular button where here it says submit. Okay, this I'm going to remove it and say login. Hello, VIN. This is the login part. Okay, now here see guys, this is the text. We'll never share your email address and all those things. Okay, here the text is like a little bit darker, so let me make a text hyphen LIGHT light. Okay, so that is also going to appear in white color like this. Yes, and now let's get here, instead of email I'm just going to put forward slash and say username. Okay, if they have both they can use both of them, and one small thing you will have to change is input type equal to not email, just make it as text. Okay, just make it as text, and I think everything else will be perfectly fine. Okay, so I guess this should do it, and the checkbox. Okay, see, this is the entire division which has that checkbox, check me out. Okay, I don't want this division, so let me just get rid of that, and let me save it. Okay, so as you can see we have okay, we have the login page, and it says like this. Okay, so here we will have to use our username, okay, or email ID, and we have to click on the login button and we'll be inside the application. Okay, so this is the first page. Okay, so this is the first page, okay, which we have designed for our Flask application. So let's make some final changes. So as we are seeing right now, see, even we have our contents only this much, okay, we are going to get extra spaces like this. Okay, and see, our navigation is only this big, but here we have some extra spaces. Okay, see, that is happening because, okay, here we have set the height of the parent, okay, to be the 100% height of whatever the body is. Okay, so it is matching according to the height of the body. Okay, and first of all let's change this one, height of the parent element, to auto. Okay, see, automatic means depending upon the size of the contents. Okay, depending upon the size of the contents your page is going to appear over like this, but this doesn't look that good because we'll be having a little bit of a white space here. Okay, and one more thing what I have done here is I have added a special class name, okay, to the bottom. Okay, earlier this was not there. I've just added this one, fixed hyphen bottom to the this child 7, okay, which is the last paragraph of this particular application. And now see, your content is going to look like this. And one more change I want is, see, instead of putting this login page here, it would look much better in this particular position. Okay, and this logo also, if it is here exactly in the center, it might look a little bit better than now. Okay, so first let's do uh, the contents like this. Okay, so let me just come back to the CSS part. So I have set this one to height equal to auto, and even I have changed the grid template hyphen rows to all of them as auto. Okay, now I think this child 4, okay, where I have written that login page. Okay, this is child 4. Okay, let me make it here. Let me make it from second till third. Okay, the that position of that particular element where it says, okay, and child 1. Okay, child 1 where I have written that logo. Okay, this one. Let me make it like this. Here, let me say that is h1, right? So it is a block level element. You can add the class name to that itself. So let me say class equal to, in double quotes, I'm going to say text hyphen center. So that is going to be the change. Okay, let me just show you the page one. See, it has come in the exact center of the page. Okay, and if you want, you can make these links also appear here in the center, so it might look little good. Okay, so let me come to the index.html. See guys, here it says this Instagram linked. Okay, the class name is justify content end. Okay, I'm just going to make it in the center. Okay, you guys can decide on the positioning, either left, right, center. Okay, so this also looks good. Okay, now remove the borders from each and every child element as well as the parent element, and let me show you the design page. Okay, now let me come back to the style.css. So first of all, let us remove the border from the parent. Okay, and this one. Okay, from all the child elements, let's remove this particular border properties. Okay, like this, and let's add one property, that margin. Okay, hyphen bottom. Okay, of each element. Okay, after each element. Okay, I want let's say 110 pixels of border. Okay, just at the bottom of each and every this thing. Okay, so let me just save it, and let's go to our HTML page, and voila, our page is going to look like this. Okay, and let's change these links to either home, login, register, and all those things. So let me just go back to our Visual Studio Code, index.html, and here it says home. Okay, I want a login page, so let me give it as login, and here I want a register page. So that is also done, and here for the time being, let me keep it as logout. Okay, so we have our logout sections like this. Okay, and if you want, we can add a few more links like this, and let me just add few links here. Okay, like about us page and all those things. And here, let me say like this. Okay, if you have a main dashboard page or something, and let's make this R into capital. Okay, there is there. And here, let me say we have an employee section. If you want to go there, you can use that link. Okay, and let's create one more link. Okay, one more link, and let's say contact page or something like that. Okay, so this is going to be the contact page. Okay, so now let's go to our HTML page. Okay, and everything looks really nice right now. Okay, so we have our social media links, we have the logo of the company, and we have the navigation bar. We can go to home page, login page, register, dashboard, employee, and all those things. Okay, and finally we have our logout button over here. Okay, and as soon as the user logs in, okay, his name is going to appear over here, and this will be the starting page or the home page of this particular applications. Okay, in the same way, I'm going to be designing the login page, register page, dashboard, employee contact, and even other pages as well. So now the desktop view of this particular application is done. Okay, only thing left to do is how to make it mobile compatible. Okay, see right now, if I minimize the size, okay, see, let me just minimize it like this. Okay, let me just do it like this. See, if the screen size decreases like this, okay, it's going to appear like this. We are going to be having some spaces like this, and here username and all those things. Okay, instead of doing it like this, okay, we can properly match. Okay, we can properly match uh, using, okay, at the rate media, this thing code. So for that, let me come to the CSS file, and let me first, let's get rid of this extra white spaces. So let me just it like this. So here, okay, this is for the body part, this, and for the parent, and these are for the child. Okay, now to make your application mobile compatible, you just have to use this command called as @media screen. Okay, here you can use the and symbol, use the parenthesis like this. Okay, and here you will have to mention the maximum width. Okay, maximum width of the device which you are trying to code for. Okay, so get rid of that. Okay, here, let's say you want to design for some kind of a mobile device or a tab. Okay, how will you get to know the size? Means, see, this is the web page right now. Okay, my net is slow, that's why it's coming like this. Okay, see, all you have to do is go to your website. Okay, press F12. Okay, you are going to get this particular console window like this. Okay, and here you can click on this particular button. Okay, and it is going to show you a different devices size. See, it's now it says Galaxy S5, okay, a Moto Moto G4. Okay, so it is going to show you like different devices. Like this is iPhone 6, 7, and 8. Okay, you can see on the device width. See, this is the width 375, and this is the height 667, and all those things. And let's go to some tab view also. Say like iPad Pro and Galaxy Fold and all those things. So let me choose this iPad. See, in the iPad version, it is going to look like this. Okay. So what we can do is we can design according to the size we want to design. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's come back, and let's come back to the desktop view. Okay. Now let's come back to the style.css file, and here let me say if it stays till 1000 pixels. Okay, if the screen size is till 1000 pixels, okay, let it remain as the desktop view itself. Okay, but as soon as it becomes less than 1000 pixels, okay, what you have to do is we have to change the entire layout of the parent. Okay, entire layout of the parent, just copy this entire code of this particular parent CSS. Okay, and see, I'm saying height auto, okay, display grid, and here instead of having 4 columns, okay, we'll have only 1 column, okay, of one fractional unit. That's it, like 100% width. Okay, and all the child components. See, we have totally like I think 7 components right now. 7 child components, which means we need 8 rows. So let me say like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have 7 child components, and let's say auto and auto. Okay, and I don't think a grid gap is required. We'll see later on. Okay, so we have these many rows and only 1 column. Okay, when it becomes less than 1000 pixels. Okay, now just like these alignments when it was in the desktop view. Okay, what I'll do is I'll copy this entire code, paste it over here. Okay, and I'm going to say each and every child. Okay, each and every child should take up the entire column. Okay, grid column from 1 to -1. Okay, so let me just make like this as, let's come here and say -1. Okay, all of them. So all the columns should start from the first till last. So it is going to be like this, -1. Okay, this also from 1 to -1. Okay, we have successfully covered up the entire columns. Okay, so first one should be from 1 to 2, that will be the logo, and this one will be the navigation link for the social media, that is from 2 to 3. Okay, child 3 I think is the whole navigation, so let me keep it as 3 to 4. Okay, in the third to fourth row. Okay, child 4 is that page name. Okay, the login page and all those things. Okay, let me keep that, okay, from 5 to 6. Okay, here this name, okay, the username, let it come from 4 to 5. Okay, first we'll display the name. Okay, then this one from 6 to 7, that is the main form. Okay, and finally from 7 to 8, it is going to be the footer. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. And here in the parent, okay, what I'm going to mention is the text. Okay, text alignment should be in the center of the page. Okay, when it becomes like less than 1000 pixels or something. Okay, so let me just save this one and let's go to our page. Okay, and let's start reducing the size a little bit. Okay, I think, see guys, till here I think it is 1000 pixels. Okay, till here it is 1000 pixels. Okay, and as soon as it becomes less than 1000 pixels, okay, see guys, first of all, the text, everything is in the center of the page. Okay, as you can see here, we are going to get the username, the login page, and the uh, form, and finally the footer. Okay, see, this is going to be the final desktop view. Okay, as soon as it becomes less than 1000 pixels. Okay, and if you want, okay, if you want, you can make this one size little bigger, smaller, and all those things. Okay, and now let us check on different devices how it looks. So let's come back to the desktop view. Press F12 if you're on the desktop, or you can use function F12 if you're using the laptop. Okay, so let me just click on this. So as you can see, it is like 1024 pixels. Okay, and 1366. Okay, height and width. So it is in the desktop view, but as soon as it becomes less than 1000 pixels, okay, say let me choose any one of the devices. Let me choose this iPhone 7 8. Okay, as you can see, we have something like this. Okay, and first of all, let's uh, here I think we need one more. Okay, one more small change I'm going to make. uh, I think yes, this is all is perfectly fine. Height of each and every child. Okay, that also. Okay, each and every row. Okay, I think everything is fine. I don't think we need any more changes now. Okay, so let's come to the desktop view. Okay, let me choose some other iPad. Okay, so this is going to be the iPad view for our application, and Surface Duo. Okay, it looks really nice. Okay, any other devices, it is going to look like this. Okay, and one more thing, I guess that is because we have given here fixed bottom. Okay, fixed bottom is given, so that is why we are getting something like this. Okay, so I think that should do perfectly fine. I don't think going to be a problem. So 4, yes, that's also fine. And yeah, I think everything else looks good. Okay, Galaxy 5, uh, 678 Pro, I think 7 8 Plus. Okay, this is iPhone 6. What is Galaxy Fold? Okay, it's also a small mobile device like this. And so first of all, let's see if we just remove this fixed bottom from this. Okay, fixed bottom. Okay, and let's say now let's go to our layout. Okay, so now as you can see that fixed bottom has come below. Okay, and this is going to be the mobile look of this particular device. Okay, and let's go to iPhone 678. So as you can see, it is going to take up the entire page. And let's go to iPad Pro. So since it is not fixed bottom anymore, so it's going to appear like this. And let's go to Galaxy 5. Okay, we'll get a scroll button like this. Yes. Okay, and the Pixel 2. Yes, it's going to look like this. Okay, so this is going to be the final look. Okay, in a mobile view, and this is going to be the final view. Okay, in the desktop view. Okay, and since I just removed that fixed bottom. Okay, I just removed that fixed bottom. Okay, so that's why it's coming like this. Okay, but what you can do is, if you want to see at the bottom. Okay, if you want to see at the bottom, okay, you can have like a position property. Okay, uh, fixed on the parent as well, and on the child, position absolute and relative, and you can design those pages. Okay, so right now I'm designing for the desktop, so I'm going to have this feature called as fixed okay, hyphen bottom. Let's save this one, and let's check our website right now. So as you can see, our footer is at the bottom of the page. Okay, so right now, next time when I'm designing the register page, I'm going to just change this name to register page, and we'll have a separate register form for that. Okay, and the dashboard page also we are going to design in such a manner: the employee page, the contact page, okay, the logout page. Okay, so these are going to be the links to our social media accounts. Okay, so our technical design, okay, the layout page for our application is well done and finished. Okay, now we can go ahead and use this as a template for our Flask applications or any other language which you are trying to do the application in, and use this HTML and CSS code as the GUI or the UI for your application. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you like this video. Okay, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.